Good morning, students. Today we are going to start second chapter of science. So this is nutrition in animals. So before that, we'll see what we have studied. On the last class, we have studied nutrition in plants. In there are two types of nutrition: autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. So plants are heterotrophic nutrition who produce their own food, but animals are going under they are heterotrophs, means they cannot produce their own food, so they have to depend on others. Like they have to depend on others, they will eat animals or they will eat plants for their food. So let's see what are the nutritions, what type of nutrition and how their animals are getting nutrition. So animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, what they are, what animals are requiring, the nutrient requirement, mode of intake of requirement and mode of intake food, and its utilization in the body. Then animals get their food either directly eating plants or indirectly, means either they are directly eating plants or indirectly they are depending, means indirectly means what? Those who are eating plants, they are eating those animals. Like herbivores, they eat only plants like deer, monkey, cow, etc. Then carnivores are the animals, they eat only animals or only flesh like your lion, tiger, etc. Like omnivores eat only, so they eat both plants and animals. Scavengers depend upon dead remains of animals. Then frugivores eat only fruits. Insectivores only eat insects. Cannibals eat their own species. They eat their own species, own people, own species, or they eat own population. Next, components of food. We have already studied about components of food. There you have already studied on the 6th class that components of food are carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamin, minerals. Okay, but some components of food are complex, like carbohydrate, protein, fat, they are complex, so that cannot be used directly by our body. So these need to be broken down into simple substances. So this breaking of complex foods like carbohydrate into simpler substances is known as digestion. So let's see digestion. So now we'll study the process of nutrition. One process is known as in animals is digestion. So that what we are taking as a food, it is digesting or breaking down into simpler parts. Now we will see different ways of taking food. So there is different ways of taking food are bees and different kinds of animals are there. They either take food in different foods, their foods are different, so their mode of feeding is also different. Like mode of feeding are scraping, chewing, brewing, capturing, swallowing, and sucking, etc. Like bees and butterflies, their food is nectar, and how they feed, they suck the nectar from the flowers. A snake will eat small birds, frog, eggs that will eat. How they eat? They will capture and swallow. Like that, ant will take scrap material, or that will take scrap material, whatever solid foods are there, and ant will eat by scrapping. Like that, other animals, these animals, given animals will what are their food and how they feed you, their mode of feeding you have to write by yourself. You will write and you will do this one by yourself. Next we'll go to digestion in humans. So digestive, you are seeing on the right side their digestive system of human. Yeah. So digestion first we'll know. So digestion, we'll read first digestive system. So digestive system, this is the digestive system of human. Here what we are seeing, this one is digestive system. So digestive system includes digestive tract and associated glands. So these are the digestive tract. This is digestive tract, which is also known as alimentary canal, which is a canal, continuous canal, which begins at buccal cavity. Sorry, which is beginning at buccal cavity or mouth. This portion from where we are taking food, it is starting from there and ends at anus. From anus, this one portion is anus. Here it is ending, means where we are taking food, it is going inside and it is breaking down into simpler substances, and our body is taking those simple substances. Then whatever remain product is there, whatever remain waste product is there, that is coming out through anus. So that coming out process is known as that defecation. So we are defecating that waste material through anus. So this canal, continuous canal from mouth to anus or buccal cavity to anus is known as alimentary canal. So different compartments are there of alimentary canal. Like you are saying, if a train is there, different compartments or bogies are there and they are attached one by one. So you can go from one bogie to other bogie. Like that, you imagine this digestive tract or alimentary canal as a train, and here different bogies are what? Different compartments are, these are different compartments. How we are going from one compartment to other compartment? Like there, food travel from one compartment of alimentary canal to other compartment of alimentary canal. First is mouth or buccal cavity. This portion is mouth or buccal cavity. What we are doing? Mouth, we are taking food. We are here we are what we are doing? Here we have teeth, tongue, and we are chewing the food and we are swallowing the food, and here our salivary gland is there. Their salivary juices are coming out and that one is digesting there, and the food is becoming soft and we are swallowing. Then this is esophagus. From here what is happening? The food is traveling through to the stomach. Next is stomach. Food pipe is also known as esophagus. Next is stomach. Food is in stomach also, food is churning. There we have SCL and digestive juices, which is breaking the food and digesting protein. Then from stomach is attached to, stomach is going down and it is attached to small intestine. Small intestine, various small intestine, all the digestion of all the food components like proteins, carbohydrates, fats takes place here, and here digestion of whole food takes place, and we will get the simpler substances which is absorbed by the blood, and that will go through whole the body. Then from small intestine, in small intestine near the stomach, you will see a liver is present here. This portion liver is present, then gallbladder is present, and here pancreas present. So what it is happening? In liver and pancreas are digestive gland. Liver and pancreas are a digestive gland which are producing, liver is producing bile and pancreas is also producing some pancreatic juices which is helping in digestion, and gallbladder is there to store bile for some time. This gallbladder, this is not a digestive gland, here this is a storing organ for bile. Here bile is stored for some time. So these are the digestive glands are there, and inside stomach and small intestine also some digestive means they secrete some digestive juices, their own juices. Next here look, the intestine, small intestine is attached to large intestine in this side, and that is going through up, then straight, then downside. So this is bigger than and thicker than small intestine. Large intestine is bigger and thicker than small intestine. It has small hanging portion. This is known as appendix, and here from here food travels, and while traveling waste of food material, whatever food components we have already used, then after that whatever unused materials that will go to this large intestine, and in large intestine water will be absorbed from the unused food particles, and slowly it will become fecal matter, and it will come to the end, and this end is known as rectum. This end is known as rectum, and here food that unused food material, that will become fecal material, and that will be stored in rectum, stored, and when there will be motion, will feel motion, the food will, that fecal matter will be defecated through anus. So these are the digestive system of humans. I have described this digestive system in brief, so I'll explain it, and I'll give you I'll describe each and every part, every components of digestive system in next class. So what you will do, you study this book, how much I have teach you, that much you studied. You write this PDF, draw this one, digestive system of human, and I am sending you one video link that you will see there. It is explaining how digestion is happening in humans, and you have to write those tables, what table I had made. Okay, thank you. Good morning, students. Today we will start digestive system in human. So we will explain the digestive system. So the digestive system includes buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. And different glands are there, like salivary glands, pancreas, liver, and different glands, various glands inside stomach and the small intestine. So these include digestive system. So we'll explain this one by one. So let's start. First is mouth and buccal cavity. Look at the screen. The mouth is there, where opening of mouth is where lips is there. That one is the opening, that is known as mouth, where we take food. Where we will take food, from where we will take food, that is our mouth. And inside mouth, the space is there where tongue, teeth, and sides are there, jaws are there. That portion is known as buccal cavity. So first is ingestion. Here written ingestion. What is ingestion? The process of taking food through mouth into body is called ingestion. So ingestion is the process. By this process we used to take food through mouth. So after ingestion, what you will do? So you will understand what is the difference between mouth and buccal cavity. Where we are taking food, the lips is present. Where we are taking food, that is mouth. But inside the cavity means the space is there where inside food is going, where teeth and tongue are present, that is buccal cavity. So after digestion, food is chewed by teeth into small pieces. Teeth is there, and each tooth, means teeth is plural, tooth is singular. Tooth is rooted in a separate socket in the gums. So our gums are there like this. Gums are there, and here tooth is rooted, means tooth is fixed in these gums in separate socket. We have separate socket for each gums. Like you have seen that cover is there, and inside boxes different small boxes are there. There you used to put the things like that. In gums sockets are there, and in each socket one tooth is present. But there is also tongue, which helps in movement of food and swallowing. After biting the food, then after making into small pieces, tongue helps in movement of food. Will move here from here and there, and it will help in swallowing. Next we'll go, two sets of teeth are there. What are those two sets of teeth? Milk teeth and permanent teeth. Milk teeth, you are knowing. So milk teeth grows during infancy, when you are born. That time what teeth are after birth, which teeth are growing, that those teeth are not milk teeth. They usually fall off after between 6 to 8 years. Slowly those milk teeth will fall off. Then second set of teeth, but that replaces after milk teeth. When milk teeth fall off, that time second set of teeth came, that are permanent teeth. So these are what is known as, these are what, two types of teeth, milk teeth and permanent teeth. Next we will move to, here I have given one box, types of teeth, number of teeth, lower jaw, upper jaw. Already I told jaw means in Odia told thodi. Okay, so we have lower side jaw, upper side jaw. So upper side jaw some teeth are present, lower side jaw also one set of teeth is present. So teeth is used for cutting, biting. One teeth is used, then piercing and tearing teeth, chewing and grinding teeth are there. So cutting and biting, here I have given, this is one picture, arrangement of different teeth, which is given in book also. In PDF you can find. So we have incisor, canine, premolar, molar. 4 types of teeth are there. So cutting and biting teeth are incisor, which is present in the front. Then piercing and tearing teeth, this is present on the side, canine teeth. Then chewing and grinding teeth are premolar and molar. Premolar, two premolar and 3 molar. Like this teeth are present. So front 2 teeth are incisor, and another 1 teeth is canine, then another 1 teeth is canine, then 2 teeth are premolar and 3 teeth are molar. But you have to, what you have to do, you have to fill this box, number of teeth, how many teeth, biting teeth, incisor teeth are there. You will, in the lower jaw you have to write, upper jaw you have to write. Then how many canine teeth are there, you have to write in lower jaw, upper jaw. You will count your own teeth. Then how many chewing and grinding teeth, molar and premolar. So the adults have whole 32 teeth, but small children has 28 teeth, because they do not have the third molar teeth, that does not present in children. Next, this space looks are given, types of human teeth, incisor, canine, premolar, molar. Look at the shape of the teeth. So say this is for cutting, piercing and tearing, chewing and grinding, both this chewing and grinding. Next go to tongue. Look at the shape of the tongue. So here tongue is what will taste the tongue. Tongue also helps in tasting. So this side is for bitter, and these sides are sour, then salty, and front is for tasting sweets. Next you look, the bacteria present in mouth. Our mouth has contains some bacteria. So bacteria are there, they are helpful for us. But sometimes what you do, if you are not brushing your teeth, you are not properly cleaning your teeth, then what used to happen? Some foods, leftover foods remain in your food. When you used to brush, if you are not properly brushing, or if you are not properly cleaning your mouth, or if you are eating and not after eating you are not cleaning your mouth or teeth, then what is happening? Some leftover food will remain, and that leftover food is broken down in mouth by bacteria. That bacteria present in mouth, that will break down, and that break down in the sugars, special sugar, and they will release acids. What these acids will do? These acids will damage the teeth, and that damage process is known as tooth decay. So now you understand, your tooth will decay, tooth will damage, your teeth will damage. Why it will damaging? When you are not properly cleaning your teeth, or if you are eating, after eating you are not cleaning. If it is not treated in time, then it causes severe toothache. Toothache means pain in tooth, and in extreme cases you have to remove the tooth, means tooth loss. So what are the reasons for toothache or tooth loss or tooth decay? Those are chocolates, sweets, cold drinks, and other sugar products. So mostly sugars are culprits of tooth decay. If you are eating more and more sugar and not properly washing or cleaning your teeth or mouth, then tooth decay will happen. So it is suggested that after eating those things, these sugars, you have to wash your teeth properly. Then another thing is that hiccups or choking sensation. So those hiccups, how hiccups will come? When you eat in a hurry or talk or laugh while eating, you may get hiccups, or that one is choking sensation. So this happens when food particles enter the windpipe. We have food pipe going down. With food pipe downside, the windpipe has also gone, and they are joined in one place. So what is happening? When food is going down, then sometimes when we are laughing or talking during eating, or when we are eating hurriedly, that time food used to go inside the windpipe, and that time we feel hiccups, because that windpipe that try to take out the food from that windpipe. So this process, this is the hiccup. So during the act of swallowing, whenever we are swallowing, here one flap like valve is there, which closes the path of windpipe. When we are eating the food, then whenever we are eating the food, the windpipe is closed by a flap, so that the food will goes down to the food pipe, and that does not enter the windpipe. Whenever we are laughing or talking during eating, that time the flap will open, and suddenly food will go inside and will feel hiccup. Okay, next is our salivary glands. We have also salivary glands inside mouth or inside buccal cavity. This salivary glands helps in salivary glands present in buccal cavity secretes saliva. The saliva is there, which is secreted by salivary gland, and teeth and tongue helps in mixing of saliva with food. And saliva helps to digest starch into glucose. So starch is one carbohydrate, and glucose is also one carbohydrate, but starch is complex form of carbohydrate, so that is converted into simpler one, which one is glucose, and that glucose can be accepted by our cells and body. Next is number 2 is the food pipe or esophagus. After food, mouth is connected to food pipe. The last step is food pipe or esophagus. The food pipe runs along the neck and chest, joins the stomach. Swallowed food travels down by the movement of wall of food pipe. Food pipe is like this. Food pipe is there. So food will travel inside food pipe like the downside movement by the wall of food pipe. It is travels down. Means when food pipe movement means when food pipe is contracted or expanded, then food will go down. Then food is not accepted by stomach. When food is not, our stomach is there downside. After food pipe is connected to stomach, when food pipe is not accepted by stomach, then what will happen? It is vomited out. We are vomiting. When we are vomiting, that means stomach is not accepting the food what we are eating. So it is taking out, coming out through that food pipe and mouth. So this is about food pipe. Then with food pipe, here our wind pipe is along with food pipe. A wind pipe has also gone to downside. Next is stomach. The stomach is what? It is a U-shaped muscular bag. It is like this type of muscular bag, U-shaped muscular bag. Food enters through food pipe. Here food enters through food pipe and into one end of stomach and leaves to the small intestine at the other end of the stomach. One end of the stomach, food pipe will enter, then it's attached, then other end what is attached? Small intestine. The inner lining of stomach secrete mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. Here in inner side of the stomach, what is secreting? Mucus, hydrochloric acid, which is acidic in nature, and digestive juices. So mucus is what? It is protecting the lining of stomach lining, because hydrochloric acid is also coming out. So the acid, what is the function of acid? Here the acid kills the bacteria. Whatever bacteria is coming along with the food, it is killed by acid. Then makes the medium in the stomach acidic. Whatever food is coming, that food is now converted into acid. Then the digestive juices, whatever digestive juices secreted inside stomach, that is broken down. So what in the digestive system, the digestive juices in stomach break down the proteins into simpler substances, amino acid. The protein is a complex form of nutrients. So protein is a complex form of nutrients which is converted into amino acid. So the simpler form of protein is amino acid. So in mouth, we have already studied. Now in mouth, the digestion of carbohydrate or starch takes place. So starch is converted into glucose. In stomach, protein is converted into amino acids. So in mouth, carbohydrate digestion or starch digestion happens, and in our stomach, protein digestion happens. Next we will go to small intestine. Small intestine is what? It is like coiled structure like this and is about 7.5 meter long. This you will remember that it is 7.5 meter long. It receives secretions from the liver. From liver it receives secretion, and from pancreas. So from liver it gets bile, and from pancreas it gets pancreatic juices. Besides, its walls also secrete juices. In small intestine also some juices are secreted. So next, liver is what? Liver is like this. So liver is reddish brown gland situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. On the right side, it is present on the right side of the abdomen. It is largest gland in the body. So if somebody is asking which is the largest gland of the body, liver. Then it secretes bile juice that is stored in a sac called the gallbladder. Here near to liver, one small sac is there. That one is known as gallbladder. After bile is coming out, it is stored for some time in gallbladder. So gallbladder is not a gland, it is a storage organ. Before that also, in brief explanation I had told that the gallbladder is storing organ for bile juice or secretion. The biles play important role in the digestion of fats. So it digests the fats. So small intestine. So in small intestine, the bile juice from the liver helps in digestion of fats. And the gallbladder, what will help in gallbladder? Gallbladder helps to store the bile juice for some time. Next we'll go pancreas. So pancreas is a large cream colored gland. It is like this. It is large cream colored gland located below the stomach. Below stomach, this gland is present. The pancreatic juice acts on carbohydrates, proteins, and changes them into simpler form. So carbohydrates and proteins. So carbohydrates simpler form is glucose, proteins simpler form is amino acid. So this pancreatic juice help to convert carbohydrates and proteins into simpler forms. Next, the partly digested food now reaches the lower part of small intestine, where the lower side of intestinal juice complete the digestion of all components of food, means carbohydrate, protein and fat. All components of foods are digested on the lower part of the small intestine. So carbohydrate gets broken down into simple sugars, glucose, fat into fatty acid and glycerol, protein into amino acids. So in upper part of small intestine, the pancreatic juices and bile from liver acts on the carbohydrates, protein and fat. Bile acts on the fat and converted into simpler forms, and pancreatic juices act on carbohydrates and protein and changes into simpler form. Then lower part of small intestine, intestinal juices act. Intestinal juices converted all the components of food into simpler form. So now we got the digestion of whole components, and then we'll go to the absorption. After digestion, now all are converted into simpler form. Now will be accepted by the blood.